What's good? It's Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
This is not
Yep.
another damn
Another damn
podcast.
podcast.
Presented by
A damn
our damn
self.
episode 394.
394.
94. Let's go, man. The 394. Y'all, the
Oh
South
yeah, the
suburbs. Y'all know 394. I'm out South Suburban, folks. You definitely know sir,
tri-state.
when you get past 80 out that way and shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
Going
Oh
towards
yeah.
like the Chicago Heights and
Going to the
Stock,
Heights,
Stock Village.
Park Village, yeah.
Y'all going out that Crete.
University Park.
University Park, y'all know like
Mhm.
Crete Monet, yeah, y'all know.
Great.
Yeah, y'all definitely know 394. All my South suburbanites, yeah. Had to go there. 394. Yeah. Well, happy New Year, happy 2025. We here, we made it. Yeah. How you feeling, kid?
I feel very good actually. I actually got work done this weekend. So even though we're just a few days, less than a week into the new year, I actually got things accomplished. Stuff I wanted to accomplish by the end of 2024, I did first week of 2025. So, you applaud the applaud the small victories, right?
Yeah, yeah. Got
So we got my office together because my office wasn't really an office. It wasn't really together. Like I just been kind of working and it was like still crap in here from like when we moved in that let's just shove it in this room. So it didn't feel like an actual office if you got crap in here. But now it's actually set up as my space, my workspace.
I'm still a work
No,
in progress, mine too.
so no one's
When I
allowed
get
in
it
here.
together,
It's
when I get it
fine.
together, that background is gonna come down eventually. Yeah, once I get it the way I want it, I just don't. It ain't how I want it, so I said just throw the background up until I get it out.
Mhm.
But yeah, once I get it set how I want, background to come down, and then y'all will see what I've been putting together.
Yeah. I might let mine come down too. I said because my wall is looking nice now. I'm like, okay, got my wall up, of my little theme that I have going because I have my vision. I'm like, okay, this is what I want, and I want this, and I want that, and hubby delivered. He was like, okay, he was like, we feel inspired. Let's get your stuff together now. So we got it together. No more procrastination. It's like, let's stop. I'll do it later. You're not going to do it later.
The backgrounds work because you can pretty much broadcast them anywhere. That's
Oh
why.
yeah.
But I still want to have like, yeah, like I want to be a real podcaster. You have your studio set up and all of that.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm still just get
Mhm.
it how I want it. Yeah. But got some good rest and relaxation.
Oh
Even
yeah.
worked on a little bit of music during time off for the holidays. So
Good.
ready to take on 2025. Yeah, like bring it on, like Gabrielle Union said.
Oh, and I got some purging done. I purged out the kids' closets, so I'm going to donate Ariana's stuff to the Goodwill because she had a lot of things that was very gently used that we are going to be able to donate. And then my son's stuff, Khalil's, I'm going to give to a relative because they have a child that's a little younger than Khalil, so I'm going to give that stuff to them for that. So
I got some purging to do as well, but
I didn't do ours closet yet because we ran out of time because that was my goal. Like I want to do all of us, but I'm like, at least I got the kids done. So now we gotta do us now next. But I got my office done, got the kids stuff done. So 2025 is actually starting off pretty good looking at projects that we want to do in the house because now it's like, okay, we've been here 2 years now, so now let's make our house ours. This is our house. So let's really dive in.
the chair is not a house. The house is not.
And mostly set up the guest bedroom too. Like we got that pretty much set up. So it's just we're making good progress, I feel. We're doing good over here.
Really love. Are you gonna be? Classic.
What people don't realize is that when your life is full of clutter, your house is cluttered. your mind is cluttered.
All of that, the metaphors are real. It's like, yeah.
You can't focus on nothing.
Like everything, every year I do like before the new year going, I do a wash. Like I don't want to bring any dirty laundry from last year into the new year. It's like it's just metaphor. It's like, yeah, I'll just do a wash like right before the new year. Like make
I
sure I get
got
all that
most
dirty
of our
laundry
stuff
out.
washed
Yeah.
before the new year. I got most of it done. It was a couple things I didn't get done, but I got the majority of it done before the new year. I did.
It's like, yeah, I don't want to bring dirty laundry from the old year into
Mhm.
the new year.
I got all of our clothes. Well, I did everybody else's. I did mine on like the day after New Year's because I still had a little bit of time. So
Yeah,
yeah.
all of that. Yeah, definitely. Well, where should we start? Let's start with the most recent, what just happened.
Oh yeah.
You want to start serious or
Yeah,
lighthearted?
we can start serious with that. Yeah.
Okay, let's go
'Cause-
serious then. Okay, yeah.
yeah. So how the New Year started off
Oh, I got a lot of them. I got three different stories. Which one are you talking about? New Orleans?
in New Orleans,
Yeah,
I was just like when I saw that, I was like, what? We haven't been the New Year like a couple of hours. Like, what is going on?
yeah.
Because when I saw that story pop down, I was just
On Bourbon
it
Street,
completely
somebody ran over a bunch of folks with a
some
truck.
idiot
Yeah. Well,
ran over
either
just
10
innocent
or
people.
15 dead now. I lost count. Like, yeah, but it's like at least 10 died and like several more injured. Yeah.
The youngest person I saw was an 18-year-old girl.
Yeah.
It was like her mom didn't want her to go, but I mean, like she was off, I guess, for break from college, and she wanted to go and
I get it.
you
I went to
know.
Times Square like on New Year's when I was a youngin like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, I get wanted to do something, which is why I just stay in now on New Year.
And then she went, but it's like you never expect like going out like it's Bourbon Street. And I saw people in the comment section saying like I was just there like this summer and just like you never think that I'm walking down this street and then somebody's gonna run me over. Like it's those thoughts just don't enter your mind when you go to an open space like that. Like they shouldn't enter. If you're going just to have a good time, you're going for fun and it's like, and then the person, like I said, I didn't get the person's name. I'm not, but I mean, I know that they were killed because they had a shootout with the police. I know that or whatnot, but they got killed. So,
Yeah. I don't feel
or
like
there's no suspect. And then, no, it wasn't a wall. Things I saw in there, people saying, yeah, this is why we need Trump to build the wall. It's like the person was a U.S. citizen. He was a Marine, I think.
was he? I gotta look up his
I know
back.
he was. I know he did the service. I know he did service, and he was from Texas. So it's like, no, he wasn't, and like he wasn't an illegal immigrant. He wasn't that. He was a citizen who lived in Texas, who served in the military.
Yeah, like I he was an ISIS sympathizer or some shit like that. I saw. So I don't that's why I don't mess with all that overseas mess.
Yeah, I don't know it, but
Yeah.
let's not paint false narratives about that. He was doing this or he was doing like, yeah, like much isn't known about it because a guy was killed. So he won't get a trial. He won't get, we won't get a why, you
Also
know.
killed was the idiot that blew up the Tesla truck in front of the Trump Tower in Vegas. I'm
I
like,
know. I was like, what is going on?
like,
Like,
like that happened. I think either I think the day after or the same day as the New
I think
Orleans,
it happened the
something like that.
maybe later that day because I know when I went back to work because we were talking about that. We were like, what the hell is going on? Like 2025 just started. Like, okay, New Orleans, then Vegas. Like I said, I was in Vegas last year. I went, well, now 2023. We were in the new year now. I went to Vegas in 2023.
Yeah.
And, I was walking up and down the strip. I was walking,
Mm.
So it's like you just blow up a Tesla truck.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, yeah, it's to like, and then like, just the most part, he didn't even kill anybody. He killed himself and shit. That was it. It's like the truck didn't even kill anybody. So what's the point and shit? Yeah, so just to piss people off. It's like, what are you doing? It's like, shit.
There's going to become a point where, like, it's just going to be mail detectors everywhere on the street and just like, Like just walking like, hey, let me see your ID. Is it just going to be people
Yeah,
just
live in the police state and shit. Like, what's going on? It's like,
I don't want to live a life like
I'm
that where
not,
I just can't freely walk down the street. I don't want to live that life. I don't.
not living in that.
I want to be able to walk down the street and just people watch. Like sometimes it's nice just to people watch. You see some interesting, you see some cool things. Like just go Chicago, go down there by the river walk and just watch people.
Yeah, I love going by the river walk on a nice summer. Summer ain't nothing like summertime shy.
And
Oh
you'll
yeah,
see some
ain't
interesting
nothing
you'll
like
see some
summertime
stuff.
shy.
Yeah,
I
you'll
love
see some nice
walking the
stuff.
river walk. Yeah, and like people watching. That's one of my things I enjoy doing. Yeah,
Yeah. It's relaxing, it's calming.
yeah. Or hang out by the Buckingham Fountain over that way. Like I
Yeah, go by the fountain, do your thing over
yeah,
there.
dope. Yeah. Can't imagine some idiot like yeah. The other story going into the new year, I forgot. Yeah, like did you see in New York what happened and shit? Yeah, going into the new year, like so New Year's Eve and shit. Which I was in New York New Year's Eve like
You
once upon
were
a time way back when. It's like
years and years ago. Yeah.
yeah, random attack. Like this guy like he just shoved somebody on the tracks as the train is coming. He gets run over.
My
Video is
God.
horrifying. I don't know if I'll
No,
know that video, especially because like I don't like we're not gonna get like the same privileges as like CNN would get. Like they'll pull our shit down. And I don't know if you want to see that shit
no,
anyway.
I don't want to say. I didn't even know that that happened. I didn't
Yeah,
even know.
it's like they caught the guy. Like thank God we got cameras everywhere.
Yeah,
So
because I mean, like, why are people doing stuff? Like, cameras are literally everywhere now. Like, they're stationed everywhere, and then people have phones. Everybody records with their phones now.
so they caught the guy. Like yeah, guess they probably lost some leaving the station, or they caught him like within the hour of that happening. And miraculously, the guy survived. It's like he's critical, but yeah, he
Oh my
survived
God.
getting hit by a train.
My
I
God.
was like, I was in New York, and I rode the subway while I was there. Yeah, because
Oh
like
my
I had a
God.
rental, but like like ain't nowhere to park in Times Square, like
Mm-hmm.
especially on New Year's. So yeah, so I parked way
And you
out
hop
and
on the train and
I rode the train. Yeah, like yeah, it's like that's how I got to Times Square. Like I took the subway. I was like, that could have been me. Like especially as an out of towner, like not my head
oh
be on
my
a swivel,
God.
so I don't think it would have been. But yeah, it's like yeah. So you
Hmm.
can't even ride the train now either and shit because motherfuckers want to shove you in front of trains. Like that shit freaked me out because I ended up watching the video. Like you know, it's
No,
like
I'm not watching. I'm gonna try to make a conscious effort not to watch any
watch shit like that. Yeah,
because like once it burns in your head,
yeah.
you can't unsee it. So it's just
I've ridden
and
the
then
metro. I've ridden the metro recently. I just thought about it, like I can't imagine somebody just like shove as the train's approaching the station. Somebody just shove you on the tracks in front of the train. Like
and then as people view more and more stuff like that, you do become desensitized to things, I feel.
yeah.
And it just becomes like, oh yeah, somebody got stabbed on the train. It's like, no, you shouldn't just be like somebody got stabbed. It's like that's not, yeah.
It's a lot of bullshit to kick the New Year's off. New Year
What
happen.
the hell is wrong with people? It's like I thought we left that negativity back. Like,
Mm. Leave that alone. Yeah.
let's leave it alone. We're trying to be good. Like I said, so like that's why I want to start serious because I'm like, I want to get that
Yeah,
out the way
all the serious
and
stuff out the way.
get that
We'll
out the
keep
way.
it semi-serious right here as well. To a couple of rest in peace, one personal, one like a big name. Yeah, rest in peace. The toward 39th president Jimmy Carter, 100
Hmm.
years old. Like yeah, the first president to make it to
The
100. Yeah,
fact that he made 100, I was like, whoa.
he's like the oldest living president in history. No other president has ever lived that long. So
And
shout.
it's like a couple of years ago, he still was doing his Habitat for Humanity. I know because I saw like pictures of him like when he was like maybe 96, 97. He was still doing that at that age. Because when I saw
I
it, I
want
was
to
like,
say like I don't remember for sure, but I was he at the Biden inauguration? That was 2021, so like he might have been there, like at
he
96.
probably was.
No, he might have been at that. Yeah, I don't remember.
Mhm.
Yeah, he might have been there at when Biden's inauguration because he always
Yeah,
had a former presidents there. So I'm thinking like he might have been
when I
there.
saw that he did 100, I was like, okay. I said because he just turned it in October, so he did make his
He made
with
it.
Centurion, is that what it is? I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and he
Centurion.
and he voted. He got to vote in this 2024 election. That he actually voted. That's his last election. He got to vote. I remember
Hmm.
talking about. I remember that his kids mentioned that he got to vote in the election. Yeah.
That's good.
Also, like rest in peace, like on a personal level to me, Mr. Taft Harris. That's my former first GM when I started at Power 92. Like he was the GM there. Like I had a funny story. Well, it's not funny, but it's funny. With Taft, he almost fired me. Like yeah, because like about an American Idol commercial that didn't air.
Oh
That'll
yeah.
be my funny story about it. It's like because I was morning show board up at that time. Yeah, and so like the spot on the log, all I had to do was just call somebody. Yeah. You had one job, as they say that. All I had to do was just call like a like whoever, like Jay or whoever, like, hey, this American Idol spot's not on the log. That way is out of my hands. It's like, but I didn't
Hmm.
do that. You know, you get busy, especially working morning radio. Yeah. So you get so the thing didn't run not only all throughout the morning show, but then middays, afternoons, like all the other day parts, like because they saw that I didn't play it, so they assumed that it had been taken care of. That's why it came back on me and shit. And Taft wanted to fire because I cost the station something like 20, 25,000. It's a big amount because it's TV. And those you can't do make goods on those too. Like most times you fuck up like that, you could do a make good. Okay, we give you like a bunch of free commercials for like the next day or even for the
Hmm.
rest of the week. But it's TV, so it you had to give that money back because like they say who's going to get eliminated? Watch tonight on American Idol. Like you can't run that
You
commercial
can't
the
run that
next day
back.
because the show
We already
already
know who
aired.
they're
It's like
eliminated.
yeah, the show aired already, so
Hmm.
like they had to give and like they don't want to. Nobody like giving no money back. It's like
No, because that money 9 times out of 10 is already spent.
exactly. So you don't want to give money back. Like I said, you do the make goods. That's the equivalent of like a store credit. But
Yeah, it made good. Yeah.
But like, it's like, well, merchants don't want to take money out of their register and give it back.
No.
They don't want to do that shit. We'll give you a store credit, like we'll do that. It's like yeah, take something
Hmm.
free, like what you take whatever you want. Like
Right.
nobody wants to give money back and shit for a fuck up and shit. Yeah,
Not at
especially
all.
so yeah, he wanted me fired. Jay Allen pulled me out of the fire and saved me. So that's my story about Mr. Taft Harris. Like he wanted to fire, but yeah, he we lost
So
him.
the lesson learned here is CYA, cover your ass. That's
Exactly.
the lesson here.
That's what Jay told me. Just like call do anything. I don't care what time
Right.
it is. Like, call 4 a.m. While wake me up or whatever. Just call like and now like I'm a nut now. Like I call like as a fly in the studio. I'm done. But hey, it's a fly in the studio. No matter how petty something is, I'm letting somebody know now.
Because I
That's
don't play those
that's where I'm at
games.
now.
Like, like we always say with my job, like they always say, if you didn't document, it didn't happen.
Right.
They always say that at my job. Document, document,
Alonzo
document. If
said it best in training day.
it didn't happen.
It's not what you know, is what you can prove and shit. It's like,
So I have my
no
notes
matter what happened,
documented.
it's like, can you prove that it happened?
Yep. Here's his email, and then I sent emails because I'm like I have it
I
timestamped.
love, I
I
love
sent
the,
this email at
I
12:47 or
that.
at 11:06.
And that's
You know,
all
I have
contact.
my
Like, yeah, so I
email.
take that back too. I don't call people. I usually email. Hey, somebody didn't dot the I on this. Like, I email it. So that way I got a record of like,
That's your
yeah,
timestamp.
I contacted him
Timestamp.
right there at 4:40. I told him that wasn't in
Hmm.
the studio and shit. Yeah, so
You got covered.
it can't
So
come back on me. So yeah, I
you
email no
got
matter
covered.
how
So
trivial something is. I'm emailing it like,
you
hey,
have to.
like somebody misspelled such and such. They misspelled a word. I'm telling you, no matter what it is, I'm telling like that game show from the '80s with the like now I'm telling. I don't give a fuck
We've
what it
been
is.
we both been working our jobs that we work. We both been in our jobs way too long with our companies. Both of us have been in our companies a very long time, both of us. So
Lessons learned is like, yeah,
so
you got to tell
we
me twice.
covered.
Like, yeah, like after that, yeah, like I was because I thought I was done, and I thought something like that can like blackball you too. That could carry over you. If I apply at
Hmm.
another station, oh, he costs the station money. Don't hire him and shit. And like, are they really going to give me a recommendation? My old job is like, no,
Hmm.
he costs us money. Yeah, don't hire him. It's like, so I thought I was done. Yeah, but I got saved from that one. So that's a
Oh,
funny story at a
and
time.
then I had one rest in peace for me. My old principal, Dr. Barbara Valerius, I just learned
Ah,
that she passed away at
I'm
the
just
end of
hearing about that. I remember Dr. V. I remember.
she passed, Dr. V is what we called her. She passed away, I want to say December 29th, so right before the new year. So when I saw it come up in our alumni group, I went to Chas, that's where I went for high school, and I saw it in our alumni group on Facebook. They was like, it's with sadness that we have to say that Dr. V passed away.
Yeah,
So
I think it was around the same time when Taft died too. Like, cause
yeah.
Jay, we had a group text
And
with.
I remember Dr. V, like, like she was amazing with what she did. Like, she knew everybody's name. Like, when we would come into the school, hi, so that she knew every student's name, no matter what. She knew all of our names. It's like, I didn't even know how did we were her kids, though.
Yeah,
So,
that shit is like I like doing that. I like learning my students' names too. I just keep saying them over and over. That's how. Yeah,
mhm,
it was Vanessa, Charles, like Dingy. Like even if they have one by a nickname, so hey, I just keep repeating it that way. That's how I learn everybody's name. Every time
mhm.
I talk to them, I say their name. Like yeah, like no matter what.
And then the thing that she would have for us, because our school was surrounded by trains, cemeteries and train tracks was what my school was surrounded by. So it's inevitable. You're going to get caught by a freight train. You are. So like, we would be late for school sometime,
Yeah, it's
out of
like
our
West
control.
111th, so there's a lot of
Hmm.
cemeteries and tracks
And
going
trade
on.
trade. So we would get, late sometimes, and then, she would be there. She sees like 75, 100 kids coming in late. We all getting off the bus because we got stuck by a train. So then she would have like our passes for us to excuse our tardies. So, she would be there at the door handing us like, okay, so you can go into your class. You won't get in trouble. You won't get a tardy. So she would be there handing our slips to us. So we wouldn't get, stuck with a tardy. But Dr. V, like I said, she definitely had us together. Like when I was there a long time ago, like I said, I graduated a long time ago from there, but she kept us together. So rest in peace to Dr. V.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's get a little bit lighthearted. Yeah. Up
Yes.
some, lighten it up a little bit. Yeah. But before I get to that, I want to talk about did you see what's the name? Jeffrey Owens is back in the news. Mr.
I
Elvin
saw
Tibbs from
that. I was
Cosby
like,
Show. He appeared on V103, Big Tigger show. Like
mhm.
people need to just stay out of V103 in Atlanta. It's like, that's the same with Cat Williams went viral. The very same studio, like with Wanda Smith. It's like,
What is
it's
it with
like,
us? Is it like the shitting or the shining rather? I'm doing this.
it's
Is
like,
it like the shining thing going on there where
Jeffrey
you go there, you're
Owens.
gonna be viral?
Yeah, because I watched the interview with him. He was on Big Tigger show
You
and
did it.
yeah, y'all know Tigger. Yeah, like the Rap City. Yeah, that
Rap
Tigger.
City, the basement.
Y'all remember that dude? It's like, yeah.
Well, us millennials and Xers.
Yeah, he was on V103 in Atlanta. Now it's like, and he was, and Jeffrey Owens was on there promote. He had a Christmas play that he was part. That's why he was really there to promote like the project he was on. Of
Mhm.
course, Tigger brings up like the viral, the Trader
Trader
Joe's video from
Joe's.
years ago, like because like other than the Cosby Show, that's probably what he's most known for is that Trader Joe video. Like
Mhm.
it's probably the second most thing he's famous for at this point now. So of course it's going to come up till you mention that. And but Jeffrey said that he still like struggles financially even now because which I kind of get like he explained like how like yeah, 'cause people like yeah like what kind of money problems he had is like but I get it like because he had to quit Trader Joe's after that viral video because then like he's like okay he said I quit the job pretty much right after that because
I'm a
now I got
distraction
people
now.
stalkers and people stalking me too yeah
And I'm a
you
distraction
want to just
because people
show
are just
up
gonna
just to
come
like,
in.
yeah, fuck with you now. Like, yeah.
People showing up just to buy like I want to buy this pack of gum. You coming in to buy a pack of
Yeah,
gum
you
every
show up
day.
just to fuck with him now. That's all that is. So he had to leave that. And right after that, he started getting work. He's like Tyler Perry looked out for him. The big story was like I didn't know until this was came out was
50
like Nick
Cent, he was on
50 Cent,
Power.
50 Cent looked out for him. So those are the two he mentioned. He said 50 and Tyler. They looked
Mhm.
for him. Is like, and what I didn't know, that Nicki Minaj just
Yeah,
like
Nicki
gave him
Minaj,
money.
yeah,
She
that was
just
the
gave,
drop.
just yeah, she just gave him money. Like she $25,000. She just get. But what people are looking at him stupid is he gave the money away.
He gave the money away. So.
He's
I
like,
was like, he really did do Elvin Thibodeau, like he pulled an Elvin. Because Elvin wasn't the sharpest knife in
and
the
you remember
drawer.
Jeffrey Owens is Elvin in real life. Remember like why Sandra and Elvin when they were living in that condemned
The
building
condemned
because they didn't
apartment.
want to take money from the Huxtables, yeah. Because Cliff offered them money to get a better place, but he was proud. He's like, nah, like I want to make it on my own. I don't want your money. Yeah, that's why they were there all the time.
When Claire said, I don't want my grandchild sticking their hand in sockets drinking brown water from behind that screen.
Oh,
I felt clear when she said
man, we
that.
can't raise our. You
I
like you
felt
about to
clear when
knock
she said
somebody
that.
out.
Drinking brown water.
Sticking their fingers in light sockets.
Because it
But
was like, yeah, okay, if it's money, like your father is a doctor and your mother is a lawyer. They got money.
But that's
They
pretty
got
much what he
money.
said too about the Nicki Minaj. But he said like if Nicki had offered me a job, like yeah, I would have taken for 12. He's like just taking the money. He didn't feel right about it.
He said it
He
was
ended up
charity.
he
He felt
gave
like
it
he
away.
should give
Yeah,
it to charity. And then
donated it to charity.
people in the conversation said, damn it, the charity is you, Jeffrey. You're the charity. Like, what the hell? What are you doing? I was like, so he was Elvin in real life right there, where he gave the money,
Yeah.
which I mean, it's like, yeah, that's nice. Giving to
That's
charity is
what
a
Tigger
great
did. Joke
thing.
say, "Yeah, bet you can use that 25,000 now." He's like, so if she give you another 25, are you gonna give that away? I bet you wish you had it now.
Giving to charity is a nice thing, but you gotta take care of home first. You gotta make sure you
And I
good.
get feeling fine because I can be like that. You know how I am. I don't like taking money from people either. So I get it. It's like as that's some man shit. I get it. It's
Especially
like
as a man, and then the fact that it was a woman who gave him, like I said, I'll go there too. The fact that it was a woman, like had
yeah.
well, bad example. I was gonna say had Diddy give you away, but no, we're not gonna touch him. No, we ain't gonna touch him.
I ain't taking nothing from Diddy and shit. Yeah.
I was trying to think. Okay, let's say, okay, if Method Man gave you money. Okay, there's one. If Method Man gave you $25,000,
Okay. Yeah.
he wouldn't turn away Method Man. That's what I'm saying. He probably would not have. He would have took that money and been quiet if it was Method Man. Or Lil Wayne, if Lil Wayne gave you $25,000.
Nah.
Or Drake, if Drake gave you 25,000, you know.
Yeah.
But the fact that it was a woman, it was Nikki, so
He felt funny, so he gave the money to charity. Yeah. So
damn it, you are the charity, Elvin. Like, like he should
I would have
have.
called him Elvin to a falls on him. Why you get that money away, Elvin?
Damn it, Elvin.
Called him Elvin on the thing.
But did you go back into your Elvis chauvinist way? Do we need Claire? Do we need Felicia to come in? Do we need Claire to get into you? You need to drop these ways, and you're not gonna have nobody bringing you a coffee nowhere ever. We need to have her come in
If
and
I
have a
was you,
talk with you.
Jeffrey, I would when she brought the coffee, I wouldn't drink it.
We need to have her do that to you. But it does. People don't realize how, and I will say like this, 2025, let 2025 be a year that you take your finances seriously.
Oh,
That's what I'm
absolutely.
going to say to our listeners. Please take your finances seriously. We don't want to be in any financial holes. We don't want to be looking like, oh damn, 2026 and I'm still trying to dig out. Like, no, let's take care of our finances now. Now's the time. But
Yeah,
it is possible for people. Just because you see someone on TV doesn't mean that they're rich.
yeah. And like he
That's the
explained that
bottom
too.
line.
He's like people assume that especially you're on the Cosby show, like that was the number one show on TV at one point. It's like
Hmm.
he said if you think about it, it's like the first half of the show, like he was recurring. He
Right.
wasn't a regular on there. And then like even when he was, like Elvin wasn't Sandra and Evan weren't in every episode.
They weren't.
Like so, like I didn't know his residual checks weren't the same as others. Because I don't even know if he appeared in 100 episodes, and that's the magic number to get though. Because as
Hmm.
Louis Anderson's character said from Coming to America,
That's where the
that's
big
when the
bucks
big
in.
bucks roll in. Is like that 100 is like which shout out Cicely and Kelly Perrine, they got
They
screwed
missed theirs here.
on the one-on-one. Like, yeah, because I think they got fired in like in episode 96 or something like that. They were like real close to getting 100 when they got fired and shit. So they got screwed out of the big residual checks that they should have gotten.
Hmm.
It's like for that show was like because
I
they
like watching that series on TikTok when they have like background actors and they show
yeah,
like basically or like extra show like what they get when they show like their residual check. Like here's a job I did 25 years ago. Let's see what
Yeah,
this check is. And they unbox
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Basically, I like watching that.
yeah. But
That's pretty cool.
but yeah, I was talking about Jeffrey Owens talking about, so he's like, I got checks, they weren't as nice as like some of the other cats because like I wasn't on the
Oh
show.
yeah, Malcolm living nice.
Yeah, yeah, Malcolm was on there every season. He was Malcolm might have been on every single episode. I don't remember him not being on an episode. He
I
could have
think
been
he was
might have
possibly.
been on every episode of that show. It's
Hmm.
like him, other than Bill Cosby, he might have been the only one on every episode.
Hmm.
Like
We know Felicia missed some because
because
she had
when
her
she had her
daughter.
pregnancy, she missed time, and with like Rudy, like no kids are like, yeah, it's like you going that gonna be in every episode. Like someone when she was younger, she wasn't in like every episode. Like yeah, like some
Vanessa didn't start missing until she went to
went to
college.
college. Yeah,
But she was pretty much in every episode until
yeah.
she went to college.
Lisa got
Well,
fired and had a baby. She had a baby first, and then got fired.
we know what happened with her.
It's like, but he talked about that. So he's like, so the checks, even starting off, I was like, yeah, the checks weren't as nice as you think, like going in. And
Hmm.
then once the Cosby scandal happened, like the checks ended. It's like, so
Hmm.
that's yeah. So he's like, even now he struggles financially. Like he's probably like just living check to check now. He like
And
get
then
a
he
job and how to cover his expenses for so many months and shit, and then get
and then he
another
was
one. Yeah,
teaching too on the side. I think he was teaching at a college too.
yeah.
Like he was like doing that. So it's like he was doing that as a
Yeah.
side
So he
thing.
probably does like little work projects here and there. Like he'll get an acting gig and then that'll cover his expenses for let's say
Hmm.
like 4 months or whatever. Now you gotta find another one. Like yeah, like that's probably how
He's
he's
on
living.
Papa's House now. I gotta watch that. I heard it was good
Yeah. Okay.
because he is on Papa's House now. That's what I heard.
Yeah, I haven't checked that out yet. I might check it out.
I think it was. I think it should be good because you got Damon and Damon. You
Damon
can't. You
Adams
can't lose with
Sr.
them two.
Jr. Yeah.
You can't
Senior.
lose with them.
You haven't checked it out. I did watch them. Who show were they on?
Jennifer Hudson probably.
Jennifer Hudson, thank you. I was like, they want somebody. So yes, yeah, I was watching them on there, and Damon was like, she was just everything he said. You just funny without trying to, because Damon is just a funny dude. Even now, you're funny, even though you're not even saying anything funny. Just him talking, like his voice is just funny. The way he talks is just funny. Like
And
he
then he
just
got the beady eyes when Marlon always does. He does the beady eyes when he does that.
the
Marlon
candy
imitates
voice. Like,
him.
even just his voice is just funny and shit. It's like
Because David does do this face when he's talking. And then his son looks just like him. So it's just basically watching like carbon copy, like copy and paste, copy and paste. Like it's just funny watching them interact. But Jeffrey, I hope that he has a better year. I'm hoping that things lift for him. Um,
maybe now he's in another viral moment. Maybe
if
like somebody
somebody
else
gives
give
you
him some
money,
work.
don't give that damn money back. Don't be James from Good Times and give that money back. Keep that damn money, Elvis.
But send Jeffrey here's a dummy, another dummy for the dummy who gave the money back. Now, that would have been hilarious. Somebody said, I would have planned. If that was my radio show, I would have planned. I would have had like I would have paid somebody to deliver that during the show. I would have hired a fake like Amazon driver or something like yeah. Just oh, we have a delivery for Mr. Jeffrey Owens, and that's the note. I'd have
Yikes.
planned ahead for that shit. So,
Yikes.
so now I know what I'm doing. If I ever interview Jeffrey Owens, I'm doing that, and I'm gonna record it. It's gonna be the greatest moment in history and shit. I'm doing that shit.
Don't give away no money if somebody gave you money. Come on, don't do that.
Yeah. Ice-T went viral on a video too. Like I don't know
What
how
did he
old
do?
this video was. Did you
What
see
did
the
he
traffic
do?
stop with Ice-T? Ice-T was in a traffic stop, and he wilded out. He went from Detective Tutuola to
6 a.m.
exactly yes 6 a.m. to cop killer. Like he switched and shit like
So if you're under a certain age, Ice-T was a rapper. If you're under a certain age, if you're over, if you're under, if you're, if you're,
yeah.
like they don't know that because they just know him as Tutuola. He's just, I
Yeah.
found something. Hey, Liv, check this out. I found something. They just know him
Been
as
on the
that.
show like 25 years. So
Yeah.
that's like so if you like 30, that's all you would know him for is that and shit.
And that's always his thing that he does. He always says, hey, yo, check this out. I found something. That's what he always says in his show. And I
Yeah.
liked him with Much because they had nice,
Yeah, it
like
was
I
his
liked their
partner, his
dynamic
partner,
there.
the late
Yeah.
Richard Belzer. That was his partner on the
Yeah,
show.
Much and him, like they would have good banter. I like their
Yeah.
banter
And
between them.
Stabler and Liv, they were usually paired
Yeah,
off
their
and
banter.
Munch and yeah, Tutu always said for the
My favorite
class
IT moment.
the best era of SUV was that era. Like not
My
without that shit
favorite,
gone now.
my favorite IC Tutuola moment was like story checks out. They were seen playing grab ass at the
Yeah, yeah, grab
hotel.
ass episode. Yeah.
He said they were seen playing grab ass.
Yeah, but
That's my
got
favorite
pulled
story.
over because he had an expired plate or something like that. Or no, he had a missing plate. That's his front. And then when they like license and registration, his license was suspended. His registration was expired as well too. It's like so, and so then he was on his way to the DMV, and that's what he kept trying to say. Like I'm going to the DMV right now. And the cop was just like, "Nah, I'm not gonna let you. You gotta like, yeah, we gotta do the thing basically." And so then he became agitated, like going off and shit. I'm like, he's lucky that could have ended a lot worse. That was me. It would have ended a lot worse. I think it's like,
Okay, so this is where I'm going to interject. Coco, what were you doing? Because
ah,
it's like okay, I'm not trying to do it funny when I say this, but sometimes husbands are forgetful. So as wives, you gotta put them notes out for your husband. You know your registration expires this day, or just do it online and do it for them. I do mine online. Like I know when my husband's registration. Okay, I'm gonna order his place for him. Boom. Okay, your thing, Kay, you're a safe driver, so you can register by mail to get your license. Okay, that letter came today. Send this off now. Like you gotta do those
like
things for your husband
I
times.
gotta give the cop I gotta give the cop props on this one because it could have escalated. The cop like he kept trying to de-escalate it because like it could have got a lot worse.
He was a fan of Best for You. That's why he
He
did
probably was
escalate
a
it.
fan. That's what I'm thinking. Had to
He
be.
liked
It's
SVU,
like I was
so
just waiting for him to slap the car. Say, okay, Ice T's going to jail. And the whole time I was watching it, I was like, okay, it's a wrap for this.
so
But
next
then
time I
he
say
ended up
Coco,
the cop ends up calling his supervisor over, like the sergeant or whatever. He gets up calling
mhm,
him over and then they have a little discussion. He ends up just writing them tickets for like all of the and he didn't even tow his car. He said, okay, I'm gonna let you park your car right there. I'm gonna write you what like 4 tickets or
4
whatever. Yeah.
tickets
Yeah,
here.
he wrote him 4 tickets for like so it was like for the plate, the license, the registration, and I don't know what the fourth. More fourth might just been being an asshole. I don't
Yeah,
know. I don't
disorderly
remember what the
conduct or
fourth one was.
something.
Yeah,
Probably disorderly conduct.
might have just been being an asshole. The fourth
Yeah.
one, I don't remember yet. But he wrote him 4 tickets, and then the cop, and then even afterward, he said, "Okay, yeah, like just show." The cop said something about like being respectful. Like, you should be respectful. So I don't have to be respectful. He was still being a dick even after. I was like, okay, come on. It's
Sir,
like,
what are you doing?
come
First
on.
of all, I see you're like 65 years old, sir. You're too
Exactly.
old for that. What are you doing, sir?
Ice T was in Breaking. It came out in 1984.
40
That's
years ago.
it's 84.
Breaking was 40 years ago.
That's how long ago he been on the
And he
scene.
was a grown man in that.
He was
So
growing in that in
that's
1984.
why I say IC is about 65.
Yeah, because he was 25 then. It's like there you go.
Like the Power album with the with her on the cover with the gun. That was a long
Oh,
time ago.
man, Darlene Ortiz, the power
He
cover.
was with the gun.
Shout out, she's on Corey Holcomb's podcast now, so she did made a whole
Which was an
podcast
awakening
for
for a lot of young men. That was a lot of you
the
guys
power
awakened.
album cover. A
Your
lot of
puberty,
that's
your
what cats
awakening to
didn't even like know
puberty.
who's the girl. Is what everybody's saying, and they say, "Oh, that's his girl in real life." Like people like who's the girl? That everybody was saying like on that, like like that's what everybody was saying about that album cover. Yeah,
But
but
yeah, next time Coco, just do the nose for him because he
yeah, that shit.
guys get guys get absent-minded about stuff like that. So you gotta take care of that for him. So
I see. Also big in the news right now is for all my people that familiar with what public domain is like that's when like works of art and stuff like become like anybody can make them. It like it's not even
wow.
copyrighted material goes into the public domain. It's like
Yeah, right.
we had a big one this year. It's like so for
Hmm.
all of my fans of for all my Popeye fans, it's like, yeah, you can make your own Popeye cartoons now because he went into the public domain. Because I think 1929 is like when Popeye debuted. So, yeah, so
Man.
that would be over 95 years now. So I think that must be the number 95. Is like, so
Hmm.
yeah, you want to make some Popeye cartoons? Do you? It's like hey,
Okay, we'll
Popeye's
make blue and olive oil.
Popeye's public domain. I'm like, okay, yeah. And I was a fan of Popeye. That was my shit growing up. And what I didn't know was like it probably was on purpose. They buried this story last year because last year,
Hmm.
you know who went into the public domain?
Who?
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
The
Ah.
original Mickey, yeah, it's like not the version that the one the Steamboat Willie version. That Mickey Mouse is like, yeah. So like, yeah. So if you want to make like some Steamboat Willie cartoons, do you? It's like, yeah, hey, it's like Disney probably buried that. They don't want anybody to know
Oh
about
yeah.
that. Mickey Mouse. That's because I just heard about that when I saw the Popeyes.
Walt Disney is like Disney is like the Infinity Stones,
Yeah.
like Thanos, I
I was like,
think.
I was like, how did I not know about Mickey Mouse being in public domain for a year now? How did I not know
Hmm.
that? So
Interesting.
yeah.
Interesting.
So I was like, interesting. So I said, no, Disney like had their lawyers burying that. Like, don't let anybody know about that. They buried that through extra dirt on top of that story. You know, Disney gets down. They want nobody to know that they fucking mascot is like his public domain now. It's like basically because when you
So,
get past 95 years, anybody can make it. It's like so. So we count if we got another like I think 39 is gonna be a big year. Cause like that's the Wizard of Oz movie came out that year, like Gone with the Wind, a lot of shit came out. So
mhm.
like in another 10 years, it's like you're gonna get
Which
like
one cost going to be a big one for 33? Because I know Warner Brothers was 33.
see, I gotta see like if Buzz Bunny debuted that year or if like some other
Because from Tiny Toons, I remember the teachers have been getting left was 1933. So I
so
know that that was
33
1933.
so that might be within like the next year or two. Like, yeah. It's coming up because like it's 95. So yeah, so 30. So but with not 33. So within the next like maybe 3 or 4 years, like that stuff will go public domain.
Mm-hmm.
So there you go. So yeah,
Mm.
it's coming up real soon. No, yeah.
Because 28, yeah, because you take away
28.
five from
Yeah, like
33. So
within
that'd
the
be
next like I said,
19.
next 3 or 4 years, like I
So
said, yeah,
that'd be 28, yeah.
that's coming up, yeah.
Because
We
that just popped in my head. I was like, the teachers have been getting left since 1933.
yeah,
Like,
so I
yep.
gotta see which characters like because it all depends on which characters. I gotta see which characters debuted in 33. You gotta look it up. It's
Like, was it Bugs? Was it Porky? Like, who?
uh, like which characters like so we gonna research that, yeah. And also, yeah, have you get you a copyright attorney when you like making these Popeye cartoons. You don't want to step on no toes.
Oh,
Make sure
yeah.
you're doing it right. Because might be certain shit that like the song might not be public domain. For example, like the Popeye the Sailor Man, that song might not came out until like the 40s, whatever. So like make sure
Right.
you're doing it the right way. Like yeah, like you use a character, but if you use a song, you might get sued. So like make sure you know what the
Hmm.
fuck you're doing. It's like if you're gonna do this. This Popeye thing, just make sure you're doing it right. Get you a lawyer, have them look, okay, we can make cartoons, but you can't sing that goddamn song. You'll get sued over that
You can't do
shit.
the dun, 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 when he whenever
Yeah.
he like eats the
Yeah.
spinach and then gets the victory.
Make sure which parts of the character are public domain before you just go out all
Hmm.
willy-nilly making your own Popeye cartoons and shit. Yeah,
Know your rights.
exactly. Want to talk about Mr. D Rose? Let's talk about it.
Yes.
Last night, well, yeah, Saturday night was a big night, January 4th, 2025, will from now be known as Derrick Rose Day. Got his own day. Yeah, that's what it
Well
officially is.
deserved.
Yeah.
And if you're not from Chicago, just sit this one out if you have something negative to say.
Because
Like,
I
don't.
have been online, it's been mixed reactions. It's like, yeah, why he get a day? It's like, yeah, like so I'm like, if you if you weren't a Bulls fan from that era, you won't know
You don't
how
understand it.
he was probably like the second most popular era behind Jordan, I would say.
Behind Jordan.
Was that era of Bulls
It
basketball,
was.
which I've been watching for a long time since the 80s.
We've been watching a very long
Yeah, and
time.
that era was second behind the Jordan era
Like I
because
told you, those boys I sat next to at the Bulls game when we went to it. they watched during the Derrick Rose era. They was like, oh my God. They said, you saw the Golden, you saw the six titles. I was like, I was watching during the six titles. Yes. They're like, man, it was like, man, that had to be the best time. You saw the titles. I'm like, yeah, I saw the titles.
You had to be there. Yeah.
Yeah, but watching the Derrick Rose era, like the kid from Chicago, the rose that grew from concrete, like
Coach
Rose put the
though, like
city on
that
his
is like
back.
that and that team people forget was a legit contender. They
They
just
were.
they just never upgraded the two guard like the Bogans. Like, yeah, had they like addressed that issue sooner, the Bulls could have won another title during that time. It's like, I believe. Especially that first year, because like that's the year when Dallas won. Like Bulls, that could have been the Bulls that caught Miami slipping.
Because Miami still was trying to figure it out.
Yeah,
They were still trying to figure it out. But
yeah,
they figured it out the next year.
yeah. And that's why they won back to back after that. But
Hmm.
that first year,
If
that
they
was
could
the
have
year
caught them
that
slipping,
Bulls were number one in the standings that year. People
they
forget
won
that.
62 games.
Derrick Rose was the MVP that year. Bulls did a lot that year.
Hmm.
Garpax got executives of the year. Tibbs was coach of the year. Bulls did a lot that year, man.
Did no one win that year for defensive
Is
player,
that
or
his
was it another
defensive
year?
player of the year? I don't remember. Or was it Dwight? I don't remember. I got to relook at that. Yeah,
I know he won 1 year. I can't remember which year was it. No one won.
I don't know if it was that year, but Bulls won a lot that
Yeah,
year.
they won a lot.
Yeah, and Miami had just put their big three together, and they were paper thin too, because like in order to acquire those guys, like you're not gonna have much of a roster. You had like Mike Miller and like Mario Chalmers and a couple other guys, but you didn't have much of a
Yeah,
bench.
Anthony.
You didn't have much of a bench like during that time.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
bench
scrubs
sucked.
like Joel Anthony like that. Yeah, you didn't have much
Their
of it.
bench was terrible.
So like, yeah, the Bulls were deep that year.
They had the bench
Jay
mob.
Watson, Ronnie Brewer, Kyle Korver, Taj Gibson, they were deep. Even had Kurt Thomas's old asses. Like the Bulls, like they were deep. Yeah, they had a roster. Yeah, yeah. He was the oldest player in the league that year,
Yeah,
I
he was.
believe. So the Bulls had depth and shit. Even yeah,
Hmm.
but never addressed the two guard problem, and yeah, fell to
But Rose
Miami in the
got his
Eastern
day.
Conference Finals. Yeah,
And during this week leading up to it, Rose, he did a pop-up shop
yeah.
where he was giving out roses to fans, and then
I saw
he
that.
allowed, like, like the photo ops for people to take pictures with him, to
I
like
saw him. I saw him at Simeon. Yeah,
to
he
do a
did.
little chit chat with him. And that line, it was 25 degrees that day when he did his pop-up. And the line stretched so like when you looked and saw how far the line came, it was like people still mess with Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
Like he just did like, okay, I'm gonna do a pop-up here, and the people came.
To this
It
day,
wasn't like
like
it was two people
even
there.
before his retirement, like anytime the Bulls would play against Rose's team, like the Bulls, they would chant MVP for him. Like all these years
Mm-hmm.
later, it's like
Mm-hmm.
and how long ago was that? They still and they chanted
Mm-hmm.
it last night. Yeah, on Saturday they chanted
Yep.
MVP. Like yeah, they still chant MVP whenever you mention Derrick
And you
Rose.
could see like the tears, like kind of like you could see the tears like in his eyes when he was walking there saying MVP, because they did the from
Chicago,
Chicago.
yeah, they
They did
did the
the,
classic announcement. They even
and when he
brought
was
Neil
coming
Funk
out,
back. They even
like you
brought
could
Neil
see his
Funk back to
tears.
call a game because Funk was the play-by-play guy during Derrick
Yes.
Rose's era. They even brought him and Stacy were like, yeah, that was the
And
team.
Stacey gave such a nice tribute too, because Stacey was like, because of you, my career is what it is. Because if you would, maybe I would not have
Um,
had the career I have.
Stacey King's biggest caller. Stop it! What are you doing,
Exactly.
Dragon? What are you doing? Without that, it's like, will Stacey even still be around? Like, it's calls like that. It's like, well, man, it's like,
Too big, too fast, too strong, too good.
yeah,
Let me step back and kiss myself.
yeah. MVP time, yeah, all of that, yeah.
Mhm. Oh, the other one he said, block party. Because I heard somebody else say, "Welcome to the block party." I was like, "You stole that from Stacy." Like you stole that. Stacy can't been saying that. You
Jackie Moon,
stole
what are you
it.
doing? Yeah, when he blocks Scalabrini.
Jackie Boo.
Jackie
He
Moon,
called
what are
that
you
man
doing?
Jackie
It's like
Boo. He called him Jackie Boo.
Rose blocks Scalabrini. He's like,
Rose did
Jackie
block the
Moon,
shit
what
out
are
of
you
him.
doing?
But Derek just having the people come out the Simeon game, and then he had PJ with him at the
Yeah,
Simeon
he
game.
went to the Simeon game. Yeah, that
And
was
PJ Derek was like, I gotta work with him, but PJ got a jump shot already. PJ can shoot. He got a jump
got a
shot. He
little
can
game
shoot.
on him. He got some
He got
game.
a jump shot. So Derek said, I gotta just you know, just basically like groom him and just kind of just polish him out basically, but he has the rawness. He has the raw materials that he can work with, that he can mold him. But
Yeah,
then the thing that just I saw the video and I was almost moved to tears over it because I just thought it was just so sweet when the execs brought him up and they was like, Derek, this weekend is supposed to be about you, but you still made it about your fans. You're doing your pop-up shop, like you still, even though it's supposed to be about you, you still made it be about your fans. Like that just shows what type of guy you are. And then they were saying that's why next season we're going to retire your jersey. They say next it's going to be about you when we retire your jersey next season. And
yeah.
as soon as they said that, he was like, "Wow!" Like the way he just
If his
like,
number, no one,
"Wow!"
no
Like you're
player will
retiring
ever
my
wear
jersey.
number one again on the Chicago Bulls. Yeah,
And the thing that made me go, oh, when they said, now they said the only time that somebody will be able to wear one, they said if PJ comes here as a Bull, then we will unretire for PJ to wear one. But other than that, and when they said that, he was like, wow, wow, like, that, we will unretire your number for your son if your son comes here and is a Bull.
yeah,
Then he can wear number one. But I was like, that was worth like it was worth it. And the tribute video was nice. All the nice things that they were saying because they were saying if you look at Derek's teammates, like no one has anything negative to say about him. Like you can't find a teammate to talk negative about Rose.
you
You're just
really
not
don't.
gonna
Yeah,
find it.
you really don't
You
see
just
anybody talking
you're just
negative.
not gonna have it. And Noah, you can tell that's big brother, little brother. You can tell that's
That's his guy. Yeah,
that's his brother. Like they became brothers. You could tell that that's his brother. So watching Noah just give his speech about Rose, watching Stacy and Neil do their speech, it was just really a nice all around event. It was just very, very loving in the bit. And the Bulls won that game. They beat the Knicks. Anytime the Bulls beat the Knicks, sorry, Knicks fans. I know, like, I hope I have some Knicks fans listening to us, but sorry, Knicks
I
fans.
definitely know.
Sorry,
I
but
know somebody that was at the game. I got a Knicks fan that's from Chicago. By the way, so he was there. So like,
you see
one of
my
my
face
guys
like,
was there.
how?
Yeah,
How are
one of
you a
my
Knicks fan
guys
in
was there and
Chicago?
shit. Like
Oh.
he was.
But the Bulls pulled it out. They beat the Knicks.
That's what everybody was jumping in the comments. It was like drive home safely. They were saying to him after the game.
They
That's
did.
another Stacyism. Everybody,
You
yeah,
can
drive
drive home
home
safe.
safely.
But
That was
really nice. And then just seeing like all like the old play, like that the whole squad came out because they was like people came from Switzerland and from Africa because Topo Cephalosha was there. He's
yeah.
from Switzerland.
He was
Luol
here
Deng has
during
been in Africa.
Rose's during Derek's early years.
He came back. So the fact that these people got on a plane to come back for this was huge. Um, which McCauley came back. You saw Brad Miller, Nocioni, um, Boozer was in the
Hey,
building.
oh shit!
Drew Gooden was there. I was like I said, Drew Gooden.
He played a
Wait, is
couple of
that Drew
seasons with
Gooden?
Chicago. He spent a
Like,
little
I
while.
forgot he played here though. People you forget who played there. I was like, wait a minute, that was Drew Gooden. CJ Watson was in the building. Tony Snell, like
Yeah,
all the old players were coming back. A couple of notable mention knows what people who were missing was like Heinrich was missing.
Eric Heinrich.
I wonder like what Heinrich, like that was a big one that I was like, I wish Heinrich could have been there.
Yeah,
Ben Gordon was missing, I think,
Taj Gibson because he's still
because he's
playing.
still playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
People
Gordon,
like,
I
where's
know is
Ty?
Gordon. I know is going. He's having some personal issues. I know with Ben
Yeah,
Gordon.
I was like, it would have been nice to see Gordon. Ben
Yeah,
Gordon would have been nice.
yeah.
But see, but people's like, where's Taj? I'm like, he plays for the Hornets.
He's still on the team. Yeah,
And his schedule didn't align because even though he is in the Midwest, it was like he had just played the Pistons and then he plays Cleveland next. So he is in the Midwest right now, but he just couldn't hop and get to Chicago for
I gotta
that.
see if the homie was there. I didn't even check with him yet. Nah, see, I
Nazi.
gotta see. Yeah,
And then seeing Tibbs like just embrace Rose. Every time you just see Tibbs just like hug Rose, it's like, ah. Because Tibbs is like father, he
yeah.
believes.
And they played in three different places: Chicago, Minnesota, and New York. They
And New
played
York, yeah, he played with
different
him.
teams
Yeah.
together. Yeah, because Rose was on that Knicks team a couple of years ago. Yeah,
Mhm. And then everybody had on the shirt 1425, and they're like, those are his numbers, 1, 4, 25. They was like,
Yeah, because
it
he's
worked out.
Chicago. He 4 with the Knicks and 25 with a couple
25 is Simeon.
Simeon. He started. Yeah,
Like it worked out because everybody had on their 1425. Even the Knicks players, they had on the 1425 shirts. Everybody had on their shirts.
kind of cool.
So everybody was there honoring Derek and giving him like no plan to they gave him his flowers. Rose got his flowers. He did. And Rose also gave his directorial debut because he did a short film and then that debuted at the halftime
Yeah,
show. So then he presented his film, which his son was narrating. So PJ narrated it, basically talking about, like what it takes to become that basically. And then at the end of it, he said, I will always be Chicago red. Like that's the color of this rose. Like roses come in different colors, but this rose is Chicago red. And it is. So we gotta get that on a shirt. This rose is Chicago red. We need that on a shirt now. So happy retirement to Derek. Kendall Gill gave some good input as to what to do once you retire since he's experienced in this area. So he gave
former Bull as well too.
so he gave his points to what to do when you retire because he's like when you transition over, like this is going to be different. Like this is a whole different stage now. Like you go from being a player and now you gotta figure out what am I trying to do next. So
So now the Bulls will officially have 5 retired numbers. And
hmm
then you got like I said, you got Phil Jackson, you got Jerry Krause, like the unnumbered players out there.
hmm
You got of course Jordan, of course Pippen,
Pippen.
Jerry Sloan, Bob
Mhm.
Love. Now Derrick Rose will
And
be the
now Derrick
fifth.
Rose is gonna hang
Bulls are
in.
stingy with retiring them now. They don't just retire
They
anybody's number.
are.
I still say 91 needs to be up there.
Yeah,
Rob
91 needs to be retired.
tired, but that's just my opinion. It's like, and some people say there's a lot of other numbers that should be up there too. But Rodman, I definitely after Rose, Rodman will be the next one I retire.
And we said that before. Like, should Derrick Rose's number get retired? I said yes.
Yeah, when he announced his retirement, that was the next question. Like, was should Derrick Rose's number be retired?
I said yes from the
And
beginning.
then in a few years, the question is going to be like, is Derrick Rose a Hall of Fame worthy?
A Hall of Famer.
I think
Mhm.
being the youngest MVP gets him in.
Yeah.
Without that, I would say will be iffy. I'm like, because then I think if Rose don't get in, he'll probably be the only MVP that's
But
not
didn't
in
get
the Hall of
in.
Fame. It's like yeah, so
But the fact that you were
I don't
not
think
only
that's
you were
right.
MVP, but you were the youngest MVP.
Yeah,
So
I
I
think
say
the
yes.
youngest MVP gets him in because he did have a short, well, he not a short career. He had a short career on top, yeah,
On top, yeah.
and then he was a role player like the back end of his career mostly. It's like yeah. Mm-hmm.
But watching Derrick Rose,
Mm.
like it's like I said, if you're a younger person listening to this podcast, if you didn't see Derrick Rose between 2008 and 2012, it's like
Yeah, right.
just watching Derrick Rose just we were at his MVP when he got his MVP trophy when he we were
Yeah,
at that game.
we went to that game, yeah,
We
and
went to that game
mm,
when he held up his trophy and said, "This is for you,
yeah,
Chicago. This is
that
for
was
you."
playoff game against Atlanta. Yeah,
Atlanta, yep.
we
The
played.
one that Jameer Nelson said, "See you in the second round."
Yeah, the second round that the Orlando didn't go to. Yeah, that was that. It
And then the Atlanta GM left the
was
tickets
petty.
to Jameer
He
Nelson.
left him a pair of wheel call.
Will call, but they were
This
300
300. Yeah, it
level.
was 300 level. He's like he had the envelope, wrote his name Jameer Nelson, and
Jameer
then put it
Nelson.
in wheel call. Hey,
Yeah, he said, "You'll be at the game. You can see.
yeah,
You
he
can see
said see you in the
Derrick."
second round. He didn't say he will be playing. He did say see you in the second round. So I left you a pair of tickets. Yeah, you can see us in
But
the
they were in
second
the
round.
300 section. That was petty.
Which is true. Yeah.
Yeah, we were at that game. So,
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
but yeah, you had to just be there to see Rose. He was poetry much. We went to that Milwaukee game.
Yeah. In Milwaukee, when
We
the Brad
drove we drove to Milwaukee to see Derrick
during,
Rose play.
during the Brandon Jennings era, his, we went to Milwaukee. We drove out there to watch Rose play. Yeah.
And then the way that he was a blur. Like people say that, oh, so and so is like Watch Derrick Rose. Like watch Prime Rose.
Yeah.
He was Sonic and Roadrunner mixed in one. Like he was just turbo fast. Rose was just
Another thing about retiring the number for Rose's number, his number has been unofficially retired pretty much.
yeah.
Left nobody has worn it. A couple of guys almost wore it, but
They tried it.
the fan backlash, like Michael Carter Williams being
He tried
at the
it.
top of the list, because which it wasn't any disrespect to Rose, like that's the number he wore. Like at Syracuse, he wore one. He's worn one in other teams he's been on, like with Philadelphia. So that was just his number. So when he came here, he was going, yeah, but fans like, nah, that's Derek's. You can't wear that. So he swear, I think he wore 7 when he was here. He switched
Yeah,
it.
he
It's like,
about face very quickly.
yeah, it's like he was gonna wear it, and there's like, nah, that ain't happening. Homie, like fans signed an actual petition to stop fucking Michael Carter Williams from wearing that number. It's like that's how much Derrick Rose means to. It's like nobody can wear his number.
Because it
Like,
is different because the fact that we're just so protected, he's one of ours.
yeah,
He's from Inglewood,
yeah,
South Side. Like he's one of us. Like no shade. He's not from Naperville. No shade. I'm not trying to. He's from the South Side of Chicago,
facts.
from Inglewood, the hood. He's from here. He's one of us.
He
So
went to Simeon on the south side.
went to Simeon on the South Side.
So Derek is, yeah, he's Chicago all day. Like, yeah, he's
The way that his the fuck is you on? Like his
oh man, it's like
diction.
I
Like
remember
he's Chicago.
it's a video allegedly of him, a kid looks like it's
Footwork.
yeah. He was
It
like,
hasn't been
look at that.
confirmed or denied that was his footwork.
Look like a teenage Derrick Rose
It
footwork.
wouldn't surprise me because we footwork in Chicago because the kid was hitting them footworks hard that
He looked just
and
like
it did spin.
looked just like Derek. It could have been him.
It did like a young ass Derrick Rose, so it could have been him.
Yeah.
When he looked at the people at the All-Star game when they were doing that goofy shit, he looked at them like,
With LeBron and them were like getting it. It's like
and then Derek looks over, it's like, that's a Chicago thing. Like, y'all goofy ass. You know, like they was goofy. He didn't want to do that.
Derek, he
It's
had
a Chicago thing.
when during his prime he was a sponsor for for Giordano's, yeah.
Giordano's, yeah. He
Chicago
had
Pizza, he had a
Giordano's.
sponsorship, yeah.
But they had a Derrick Rose pizza that
Yeah,
you could get. You could get the Derrick Rose style pizza.
yeah. So he's
He's
Chicago.
a Chicago kid.
So
One day I think we
Chicago,
saw him being now layers on the bench. He's a Chicago kid. He was eating some candy. It looked like now layers to me that you get from the corner store.
Corner Store, not the bodega. Sorry, New York, not the bodega.
Child pledges.
Badgers. Shout out Mayha's dad.
A lot, a lot. That's the over East Coast stores.
Yeah. From over east, 93rd over east,
Over East.
both of those on 93rd over east.
You can't mess with us with that. Sorry, New York ain't a bodega, like we said.
Let's go. The Savage Cat said, I think we can wrap up on the corner stove. Let's wrap
Corner
up.
store.
Got to wrap up on the corner stove. Definitely appreciate you supporting Not Another Damn Podcast, episode 394. You want to support us further, give us a like. Also, subscribe, share, rate, review on all your platforms, talking Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, SoundCloud, iHeart, YouTube, your Amazon Alexa devices, and you can follow me at Ozman the Wizard on Instagram, TikTok, and X, Oz Radio on Snapchat and Facebook as well.
And you can check me out at MSIMH626 on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads. Also, SDRAGLIE7 on Instagram. Also, please like the Straight Gully Facebook fan page and check out straightgully.com for your blogs and your vlogs.
I'm Ozman the Wizard.
And Naima.
We'll talk to you later. I'm gone.